Hey, we're SWIMM. We live in Los Angeles. This is We Found New Music with Grant Owens.
All right, we're back on We Found New Music. I'm your host, Grant Owens, and SWIMM joins us. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thanks.
We have
so much.
Adam and Chris. So, what kind of sounds influence your band? I mean, who are you guys influenced by?
A lot of our friends, I would say, because, again, I mean, even lately in Florida, we have so many friends that are making really, really great music. And then out here, like I said, like the guys that we live with and that play with us in our band have their other band called Sago, and they're amazing musicians. And, we kind of fell into a really lucky scene when we moved here of like really talented musicians and artists. Like some of my friends that are artists, it's like just as much inspiration and influence from what, gosh, I would like to please them, so let me try, you know what I mean? So a lot of our friends and like what they're doing has kind of been like a big influence since we moved here.
Definitely. You said you play with Sago, or are you just close friends with them?
They're roommates, they're close friends.
Oh, cool.
And basically Sago in a sense is like we're a duo, but we play with other people.
Sure.
Sago is a duo of Spencer Peterson and Tom Carroll, and they're our roommates, and both of them play and SWIMM live.
There you go.
So,
all right. Did not realize that.
Yeah.
Spence is actually wrote on some of the songs as well for the new EP.
Sick.
So like
Great.
he's definitely intertwined in the family for sure.
Cool. Well, your latest single is All the Time, and that's going to be on the Beverly Hills EP coming out soon. It's a little bit different from the previous single, Beverly Hills. Talk about how that differs and what we can expect from the EP.
Well, okay, so Beverly Hills, let's see, a blog labeled it as ambient folk,
Okay.
which was really interesting, and I think kind of works in a way. I mean, it has like a folky vibe to it, but yet, I don't know. We always try to like incorporate some sort of texture or sound or fluidity to our music that could tie it all together. And so with Beverly Hills, it kind of was, that song was derived from or built upon lyrics that I had written first. And that kind of, I don't know, will dictate the way a song is written and how it sounds, and as opposed to some songs that are based more upon building off a melody. And that's how All the Time was, essentially. And then it was trying to find like, okay, what really works with this melody lyrically that I can like stand behind and feel good about. So that's the way those songs differ. But I think as a whole with the EP, it'll be 6 songs, and we definitely want to, I don't know, we've wanted to focus more on being a bit more cohesive in the songs that we clump together. We're really ADD with our tastes and our writing style, I think. Sure. So it's kind of hard, but I think there's somewhat of a common element in everything, that it would sound like the same output of songs, but just kind of, as I said, ADD in certain senses. So there's going to be like, that's why it's so hard to do the elevator speech sometimes for me, is because it just, well, we're an ambient folk band, but actually a psych pop band, but actually like I don't know.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That kind of falls into alternative or indie, kind of borrowing from a bunch of different sounds.
Yeah.
Did you narrow the songs down from a lot of songs for the EP, or did they just kind of come along the way?
Yeah, no, we definitely narrowed it down.
Okay.
We have probably over 20 songs recorded, and then maybe like 10 more demos, or maybe even more than that now. But so yeah, we narrowed it down, and with help from like Rob and Griff, they kind of gave their input, and then our like Spence and them, we kind of just all together just like threw ideas around, and this felt the best as like a whole, I think.
So where does the idea for Beverly Hills Hells come from? And tell us about the music video around that single.
So that was more than any other song, I think, on the EP, a social commentary on the experience of moving to LA and being around everything that is LA. There's like one part love story to that song, one part observing the silly beast of Hollywood and
Sure.
and what it does to everybody, including myself. And you know, it's kind of like it revolves around giving into that as much as you have to, because as much as you don't like want to say to your friends that you're like moving from Florida, like I'm moving to LA to be a star,
Right.
but we wanted to be around music and like other bands that would inspire us. So in a sense, it's like the beast is like you got to feed it, but then also like hope that it doesn't just completely own your booty. And so that was kind of the idea behind Beverly Hills, and like just wondering like how far are you going to let yourself get caught up in it all.
Mm-hmm.
And then so the video came about basically from me seeing the guy, his name's Miles Meyer, and he was just he was a PA on the set of our buzz session that we did for Beverly Hills. And he just happened to be this magnificent Viking looking human, and he was incredibly positive and super nice and to everybody on the set. And everybody was kind of taken aback, and like after the set was just like, who was that Miles guy? Like how does he exist? Like he moved here from Indiana and he's just like starry-eyed but like super great and positive. And he I don't know, I just like envisioned, I was like, part of it was like they were filming us for the buzz session, yet here's this perfect looking dude like on the other side of the camera, and I was like, this is absurd. Like why are we filming like me like singing into a can, like this should be him, like people would rather see that. Then that was kind of what stemmed the idea for the video of like, let's make him the face of SWIMM, and essentially kind of like tongue-in-cheek play off the whole Hollywood deal.
Yep. All right. Makes perfect sense. Cool. We'll definitely go check out that music video if you haven't, to see who the face of SWIMM is. Beverly Hills, the EP is coming out very soon, and we're playing the latest single on our show. So you guys have been playing a lot. Any favorite shows recently? And also, how was the Chinatown Summer Night show?
For me, favorite show recently is probably we've been throwing shows at our warehouse. It's
cool.
called The Cube, and we've done I think 4 since we moved here, and those are my favorite. It's really fun because we kind of like transform our whole place and make it like super spacey and weird with all this different decorations, and then we just get our friends to play. So it's kind of like our night, and it's just really fun, and people have a good time. And so I think lately that's been my favorite shows lately.
Yeah, those are usually the most fun we have playing in LA, because it's just, I mean, having free moonshine doesn't ever hurt the
vibe,
the vibe and the.
Does Sego also play when you guys are doing these?
The last one, yeah, we did. And honestly, like the Chinatown Summer Nights was probably another one of my favorite shows we've ever had in LA. Yeah, that was a blast.
So 7 or 8 bands performed.
I think so, right? It was a lot. It was
I did not expect it to be so many bands. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think the first band went on at 5:00.
Okay.
And then the last band went on at 11.
Cool.
So it was like at least 6 bands.
So I guess
more.
You would recommend people check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Chinatown
check it
Summer
out.
Nights.
They're doing cool stuff.
Like one of the Karate Kids, like I just remember this scene from watching it as a kid, is that like he was walking through the streets with the girl that he just had started liking, and it was like they had like the balls hanging in the street from the rafters or the lanterns, and it was just like mayhem in the streets, and I was like, I've transported to the Karate Kid scene, and it was so cool, it was so fun, and then we got to play, and it was like hundreds of people, and everybody was really enthusiastic. It was super fun.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me in the studio at WEFOUNDNEWMUSIC, and we're gonna go into one of your tracks right now. Thank you guys.